Hello again from my front porch, my very, very sunny front porch. I'm gonna get a tan, which is good. I could probably use one. Although the darker my skin would get, the more this dark brown hair that I'm developing here will stand out. But oh well, someday I'll be able to go back and get a haircut again, and this will look much better. But anyway, what I want to chat about today is it seems, maybe it's just me, but it seems like people are all wanting to pick fights now. Now it's not something new. It didn't just happen overnight. It's not related specifically to the pandemic kind of stuff. It's been growing. It's been evolving over many years. But it's just so sad that now that we're in this situation, this pandemic situation, where not only is it good to share ideas and to reason together and to bounce concepts around, but sometimes people just need to be able to talk about stuff. They just need to be able to vent. They need to be able to share, to say, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I'm struggling with, and then have somebody else just calmly and rationally, talk with them and say, well, but see, here's what you're not thinking about, here's what you're not considering, blah, blah. But see, it's become nearly impossible to have that kind of conversation with anyone. At least been my observation. My natural instinct, see, when I get into a discussion, especially in social media, I don't get into the discussion so that I can win the discussion. That's not my objective. My objective is to educate, is to share information, is to maybe poke people a bit, to prod them to okay, you say you think this, but why do you think that? Why? Do you really understand why you believe that? So, sometimes I'll do the whole devil's advocate thing, or whatever the term's called, not necessarily even because I believe what position is, but because I can tell the person who's spouting stuff off to me is just doing so more out of cliche than they are out of firm, committed belief that they know why they believe it. But what's interesting is, if you prod a little bit, if you poke a little, if you question, if you suggest something that goes against what the other person's thinking, how quickly it ceases to be a discussion and it rapidly turns into a fight. It becomes something where they're like, oh yeah, well, this, that, and accusations start getting thrown around, personal comments start getting around, insults, assumptions, all kinds of things. Now, it's one thing when I'm having that discussion with somebody who I actually know, somebody who is a friend of mine that they may be in a position to say, now, Paul, you know better, you know how and they may be in that position. But more often than not, it's somebody that I don't even know, that I've never met, I'm never going to meet. And they know nothing about me and I know nothing about them. Yet because of one comment posted on a discussion, oh, well, they know everything about me and they're able to, and they default to that rather than continuing our conversation in a logical, just fact-based discussion about the topic. It shifts quickly to, yeah, well, your problem is blah, 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 and it becomes personal and vindictive and attacking. Because again, it's like they're not really interested in learning anything. They're not interested in discussing anything. They're ultimately not even interested in convincing anybody else. They're just interested in fighting. I need to fight. Either because I just need to fight because I need to vent this somewhere, or I need to fight because I need to win so I can feel like I'm in control of something, that so much of my life is out of control. I'm so lost. I'm so confused. I feel so helpless that in this conversation, I'm going to win this conversation. Whatever it may be. I don't know what the motivations are, but it is unfortunate and sad when that happens. So anyway, that's my observation. So my challenge to you is that as this drags on, this pandemic thing and our lockdowns and all that kind of stuff, as this drags on and you engage in conversations verbally or online or on the phone or wherever with other people, they're going to say things and they're going to express things that you don't personally believe in. Don't attack, and certainly don't start accusing them of being uncaring, insensitive, inhuman. Whoa, do you want people to die? Is that what or are you wanting people's livelihood to be destroyed forever? Don't think in extremes. And don't let your emotion drive how you discuss, what you debate. Step back and look at the facts. And you know what? Maybe the other person is saying something that's valid. Maybe what they're saying has some merit. They may be off base on other parts of it, but there may be parts of it that are actually valid. Stop and listen. Stop and consider that. It could be there's something there. And even if there's nothing there, well, you can still make your point without insulting them, without cutting them down, without ripping them to shreds. Oh, look, the sun is going behind a cloud. Whoo! Ah. Because literally, I'm starting to work up a sweat out here. Maybe it's just I'm so passionate about what I'm talking about. But that sun's not going to stay behind that cloud very long, I can see. But still, back to my point though. We need right now more than ever, we need to be able to talk to one another. We need to be able to rationally express ourselves, to share our ideas, to be able to put everything out on the table so that we can all be aware. Oh, here comes the sun. It's coming back. So that we can all be aware of what everyone's thinking and what's going on. Without that, we become like a pressure cooker where we're told to be silent. Shut up. You don't know anything. Be quiet. Your idea is stupid. Don't say that. And we get mentally bullied into not saying what we think because we get, bad mouthed by other people. And so that creates this pressure cooker. It creates this frustration, and it eats you up inside until all of a sudden something happens that you just boom explode. And hopefully not, like literally, like people to go get guns and start shooting up places and stuff like that. But you never know. I mean, where some of those idiots who do that kind of thing, the things that trigger them can be the most absurd, silly, basic level kind of stuff. But it doesn't matter. In their mind, it was a big deal. I'm not saying that everybody you get in arguments with on Facebook and stuff is going to turn around and be, getting guns. So that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is we need to stop and consider the fact that you are not just arguing to win. You shouldn't be just trying to make your point. You need to be considering who you're talking to. It is a living, breathing person. There may be an absolutely ignorant, stupid, uneducated person who doesn't seem to, I kid you not. I have been in conversations. I was in a conversation once where I was where someone was promoting something and I was like, nah, that's been disproven. They're like, no, it's not. I've seen it. I've seen all over it. Well, you may have seen it all over the place, but it's not true. And I presented actual references that pointed out that this has been proven to be false. And the response was, okay, great. So you prove you can read, but that still doesn't make it true or not true. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just gave you the evidence here that it's, but but you're not willing to read it. So what that told me was that individual, they weren't really interested in having a conversation. They already have their opinion. They know what they believe and they know why they think they believe it. And nothing was going to interfere with that. And all they wanted to do was be belligerent and to argue and to fight. That's all they wanted. Well, so then I bail. I pull the ripcord and I got out of it because I'm not interested in that kind of childishness. That went out for me. That went out when I left elementary school. To leave that kind of junk on the playground. But anyway, so my challenge to you as you're having these conversations in social media, as you're talking about different stuff, as people, as you've got family and friends who are expressing their fear and their concerns about their health, about their financial well-being, about their friends and family that they can't have contact with, about the store owners, the friends they have that run stores and restaurants and businesses, about how the political decisions are being made, the healthcare system. There's so much going on right now for people to be worried about, to be stressed about, and it can trigger people to lash out in different ways, including lashing out at you. Don't take it personal. Don't get defensive back. Don't reflect back. This is one of those times where you have to very, very carefully use the golden rule, because the golden rule does say treat others the way you want to be treated. A lot of people flip that around and say, well, then I'm justified to treat them the way they treat me. That's not really what the golden rule is trying to say. It's not implying that the reverse applies. So you need to be mindful that no matter how someone else is treating you, no matter how they're talking to you, no matter how crazy you think what they're saying is, you need to stick to discussing the topic, not the person. Don't make it personal. Don't make it attacking. Don't belittle them. Don't demean them. Don't lash out at them. Whether it's somebody you know or especially somebody you don't know, because you don't know. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what their life experiences are. You don't know what has shaped their viewpoint on what it is they're expressing. And so you need to take time to step back, check yourself. You can't control that other person, but you can control this person. So think about that before you wade too far down into the mire on those things. So again, my challenge to you is, don't discuss things. Encourage people to openly discuss things. Share your thoughts. Share your comments. Applaud those who share things that you don't like, things that you disagree with. Encourage people to do that. I encourage people to do that on my wall. I'm happy to engage them in conversation. Now, if they turn around and try to spin it back on me and start putting words in my mouth, then I'll take them to task for that, because I don't appreciate that. But if you're having a conversation with somebody and they say something you don't agree with, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to agree with it. And you can tell them you don't agree. You can tell them why you don't agree with it. But when you react, give them, fight fire with fire. When you respond in kind, you only escalate the negative personal attack, the fight for the sake of fighting without it having any other purpose. There's nothing gained by that. Nothing at all. And all that will happen is you will finally walk away from your computer or from your phone screen, frustrated, shaking your head, going, "Oh my God, what was wrong with that person?" Well, same thing that was wrong with you. All right. With that, the sun's gone back behind the clouds again, so it gives me a little reprieve. Woo! And so I'll take that as my cue to slip away now. So I will see you all next time from my front porch.